Hey, this is Kev, welcome back to Mindful Mods. The sound you can hear in the background are a lot of fans going. It's really hot here in Luxembourg today. Today I picked up what I thought was a moderately okay price for a guitar, which was a 1999 Indonesian Squier Affinity Strat, one of the early Indonesian Affinities. Anyway, I've picked it up and I've never seen anything like it. I've literally not touched this guitar. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's literally like it's just come out of the box. And it's just perfect. I've never seen anything like it in my life. So my plan is, I heard one of these on YouTube, almost this exact model in different colour being played, and it sounded really nice with all the stock pickups. So what I'm planning to do is to get some new strings on it, get it set up, and then I'm going to play it next to this, which is Indonesian Squier Bullet 2019. This has got a MIM, made in Mexico Fender harness in it with CTS pots, Fender switch, 3 Fender original pickups in here. Sounds really good. And I play it side by side with this Affinity Strat just to see what the difference is between the pups that went into Squier Affinities at the end of the millennium versus what's going into made in Mexico Stratocasters by Fender. Now that's the idea. It's probably going to take me a little while to do it, so I'll do a little bit of time lapse while I work that out. You can see what I'm doing. Right, so I'm done with all my checks. So I've done a couple of things while I was at it. I changed these string trees to Graphtec string trees. I don't think they're going to change the sound that much. The nuts original, the tuners I've left on. I changed 3 rusty screws on the back of the plate. I've added 2 springs to the tremolo assembly inside attached to the trem claw. That's just my personal preference. I like lots of springs in there. I tightened the bolt nut here. What else have I done? Oh, I've added some strap locks here. Yeah, that's about it. In terms of the measurements, both the Bullet that I've got, the 2019 Bullet, and this have a 42mm nut width. This has the larger headstock, the Bullet has a smaller headstock. In terms of body thickness, this is 41mm and the Bullet is 40mm, so you've got a little bit more mass. It's up against this heavily modified Squier Bullet Strat 2019 Strat. So really this has been really pimped up. I'm not expecting the Stratocaster, the Affinity, to sound anything like as good as this, but if it gets halfway there, I think for $70 for a 21-year-old guitar, I'd be very happy. So there we go. I'm not sure what you think. I think my impressions of it, the Affinity sounds surprisingly good for an older Squier. I mean, it's quite an old guitar. Okay, it's in really good condition, but I really like the bridge and middle settings. Got very muddy, I thought, on the middle and neck setting, but there we go. It was a much cheaper guitar. I paid €70 for both of those guitars second hand. So I just totted up what I've actually invested in them. The Tusk string trees, if you live in Europe, are surprisingly expensive. They're quite cheap to get hold of in the US, but with postage they end up being prohibitively expensive. They're about €27 just for those two little bits of plastic. They're very good string trees, but they are expensive. So that took the cost of my Affinity up to €96.99, which is probably just over $100. But what I've invested in the Bullet, it's got new tuners, a new tremolo system, the string trees, it has a fully loaded MIM, made in Mexico Strat, pick guard with all the Fender components. Those are all the the things that potentially would have changed the tone. So, but there we go. Total cost of the Affinity was $96.99. Total cost of the Bullet was $229.98. So I think it's still great value for a guitar that sounds that good. But is it, does the Affinity sound like 130 euros less expensive? I don't know if it does. I don't know if it does. You know, my experience with these changes, you know, what we've started calling the mean mod, meaning the kind of the average of all the mods that you do, is that as you get closer and closer towards a really high spec guitar, the tonal improvements get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. But all of those things, when they come together, start to make for a significantly nicer sounding guitar, as I think you probably heard. You know, the Bullet had a lot more clarity throughout the range of the pickups, and had I got higher spec pickups, it would have sounded even better. But I think it also shows you that for very little money, $229.98 will not, I don't think that will buy you a brand new Affinity with all the same, basically the same spec as that white guitar. So for me, I've got a great sounding guitar. I've got a guitar I can gig, and it's going to sound great, you know, whatever I put it through, for only 230 euros. And that's the beauty of modding. But if you're looking to spend not much money and get a great sounding guitar, and you're willing to learn how to do some stuff, then I would suggest doing that. If you're into Squiers, I do recommend Squier Owners and Modders group on Facebook. It's a quick, fast growing group, very friendly, zero tolerance for trolls. If you're a troll, don't bother joining. It's a very collaborative, friendly group. And there's also similar groups which, you know, I'm involved in. I'll try and put a few links in the description. So thanks for watching, and catch you next time on Mindful Mods.